Hoi there, it's Skyward Shield, and this is a little bit late to talk about, but I figured now that the hype has died down, I think it's okay to talk about this. As you may have known, the Tokyo Game Show happened recently, and sure enough, what I expected to happen did happen. For those of you who do not know, however, Persona 5 finally got its reveal trailer after so long. I don't mean a little teaser with the chairs, I mean a full-blown trailer. No gameplay, but I'm not surprised. But, you know, that's fine. That's A-okay. I'm just glad that we finally got to get a glimpse of it, and I enjoyed what I saw. However, I will say the fandom's being as stupid and obnoxious as always. No surprise. Before this, I kept seeing comments everywhere about, give me a gameplay trailer, put it on the PlayStation 4 and or Vita. And, well, with this trailer, it revealed that it's also going to be on the PlayStation 4. Now, whether or not there's going to be any big differences aside from aesthetics is beyond me at this point. I don't think they'll actually put version differences. That would be bullshit. I think the only difference that's going to be is that it's going to go from 720p to 1080p per console. But there was also a letter from, or a message from the Persona 5 director. I will read what some of the key things that he said, because this letter does go for a long time. I will provide the link to the article about this from Siliconera. I'll read some of the parts. Alright, so let's go. I'll read the first paragraph. It's like, hello everyone, this is Persona Team's Hashino. For those who don't know, his full name is Katsura Hashino. Anyway, while it was sudden, during the conference that was held by SCE earlier today, they showed a trailer for the Persona series' latest main number title, Persona 5. The setting is reversed from the previous title, as the title will depict the lives of youths living in the setting of a big city. I apologize for only being able to show so little, but it would make me happy to know that you all have been able to get a glimpse of the game's atmosphere. So he's just basically going on about how this game's kind of different from Personas 3 and 4. However, it might not be too different from 3, since those did take place in big cities. I would like to note that some people have speculated that this game is going to take place in Tokyo itself. Reason being is because some of the setting looked familiar to some parts of Tokyo. Now, whether or not it is indefinitely, we just have to wait and see. Of course, he does have for character design, he has Shigenori Sojima. The person who's always been working on the pretty much all the Atlas soundtracks since Shin Megami Tensei 3. What's his name? Shoji Meguro. But that's nothing really new. Let me get his name. Shigenori. So Shigenori, I believe, has also been. I think he did the first few Persona games too. I don't know. I'm actually going to make sure and check exactly what he's done, but he has done some art books. I know he did an art book for Personas 3 and 4, but he's been the character designer since 1995, since around when the first Persona game actually hit. But he's done some spin-offs. He's done Catherine. I remember he did Catherine, and he's here again for Persona 5. But he has some really good art. If you just go look at Nocturne's art, and that's a good example. But that's for those who are into the main series. And anyway, he continues. Actually, speaking of Catherine, personally speaking, after directing Catherine, I was supposed to prepare for making titles on HD consoles. But that's a story from a very long time ago. Since then, I worked together with the team staff on developing various titles, and each one has exceeded my expectations. Not only in terms of games, but they've also reached anime series, stage plays, live concerts, and even theatrical anime film. Honestly, the only thing I've planned and produced outside of video games is a Persona Stalker Club that is currently going on over at Nico Nico Doga. For those that you don't know, that's basically a Japanese YouTube. Continues talking about anime and such. And he's expressing his gratitude since, well, but he does mention something that goes along the lines of this. As you may know, the current series saw a change of production staff back in Persona 3, from visuals to music to a new view of the world. Again, to the music part, that's around when Shoji Meguro started taking over, because he did start controlling the soundtrack for most SMT games from Shin Megami Tensei 3 onward. Some people, I always believe that ever since Shin Megami Tensei 3, Atlas took a different turn, but that's for better or for worse. But anyway, he wraps up by saying, in those days there was a great deal of uncertainty, and even with all the pros and cons, we were blessed with many fans who continued enjoying and supporting us, just continuing to thank people. And then the final paragraph, he says, I hope that we'll have something that will bring you all plenty of joy, and I also hope you'll all look forward to its completion. Thank you for your continued support. He's just basically expressing his gratitude and sharing a little life story. Nothing too out of the ordinary. He has given a letter before. He actually did during, I think, last year's Persona concert, expressing how sad he was about not being able to get release information. It's kind of the same thing now, but you know, it's okay. I'm personally glad that that we've got a trailer. Some people are still being ungrateful. It's like, where's the gameplay? I want to see the gameplay. I want to see the waifus and all that jazz. They're just being whiny, ungrateful whelps. Honestly, I'm just grateful that there's a damn trailer to begin with, and I'll settle for that. I will say, in terms of what I saw, there is actually a lot to pick from the trailer. Most people think that there isn't much, but believe me, there is. It's more easier if you could actually understand Japanese. But regardless, I do hope people will like this game. I know, I'll tell you right now. I've said it before, and I'll say it now. I'm going to try and record this day one blind. By then, I should have a monitor along with the TV so I can actually record again. At the beginning, there's a bunch of Japanese text in which, while it's not all thoroughly translated, basically, apparently what's going on in the city is that there are car accidents, a murderer running around, falsified evidence, tax raising, and it's just basically typical propaganda that's going around through the world. So, as I think the director mentioned, the theme for this involves, like, freedom, or as he said, you are a slave, you want emancipation. So you could tell where the themes are going here. So it's like it's basically breaking away from something. But what are they breaking away from? My guess is, and this is just a theory, that it's just breaking away from society itself, perhaps. And that might sound either deep or cheesy, but you know, that's at least different. I mean, Persona 3 talked about death, Persona 4 talked about the truth. So it's nice that they're going to something different instead of going back to something we've already seen. And I mean, Atlas is known for the unorthodox and not doing things the way everybody else does, which is good, for better or for worse. And well, I'm really looking forward to this. I do like the protagonist design. I've heard mixed feelings saying, oh, why, like, he looks so plain. He looks like a typical Japanese guy. Why doesn't he have this oddly colored hair? I don't know. I'm not going to go around saying that, yeah, they try to be realistic as possible, because, well, how does Akihiko have gray hair? Why does Naoto have blue hair? And why does, like, Mitsuru and Risei have their weirdly shaded colored hair? I don't know. So, well, I mean, it's trying to be like an anime, kind of. It's still being somewhat realistic, but the best joke I've seen is that they call him Potter-kun. Actually, in Japan, they call him Potter-kun, like after Harry Potter, which is pretty funny. The worst thing I've kept seeing is some people whining, and I don't blame them, especially since how RPGs are now changing. And it's like, why isn't there, why did they show a male? Why can't it be a female? And all that. I'm not going to defend and say that's not going to happen. I actually do want that to happen. I want a female option too. Not because it would change the things, and it's not like they've never done it before. They've done it with Persona 3 Portable, so they can do it. But here's the thing. It goes back to me with the Robin and Lucina trailer, and I still hate Lucina. When they showed male Robin, they had to pick somebody for the trailer. You can't put both of them in that trailer saving Lucina. That would make no sense. So they mentioned, yes, you can play as female. So my guess is, if they are going to have a female option, they're going to introduce it at a later point. Right now, they just had to pick a gender, and they picked male, though. At least that wouldn't make sense here, because in the West, it is the females, like adult females, are now the biggest demographic in gaming. But in Japan, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it might still be teenager males. They call otakus over there. That is not a good term. Don't stick by that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I feel like saying. I do want I do want a female protagonist, but I'm getting irritated about all the people whining. I know that sounds very contradicting, but let's just hope they get their wishes satisfied, and it's kind of my wish too. I mean, Tales of Xillia did it with like Mila and Jude, so, and then of course Fire Emblem Awakening had the male or female avatar to choose from, so it's not like it's impossible. RPGs are slowly starting to sink to that point already, which is not a bad thing. That's a good thing. It's a sign of progress. So, we'll see. Anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about. Any other big Persona news I'm probably not going to talk about, maybe, unless you guys want me to. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I feel I need to say. Any other things that I like to talk about, you'll probably see on my Twitter or on my Tumblr, so feel free to find me there. Anyway, that's gonna be it, guys. I will see you all in another video, and I'm looking forward to Persona 5, and I hope you all are too. See you guys later.